This video is to how to learn how to solve cosine equation. So we have the problem: solve negative 8 cosine x cosine of x plus 5 equals 11 for x between 0 and 2 pi radians. So the goal is to solve for x just like algebra 1 problem, but that x will be the radian, which is the arc length. So one of the good mathematical habits we want to have is to make complicated or difficult looking problem simple, or make it simple. So one thing we can do is that try to cover this with your hands. So I'm going to put the H sticker on top of it, so it will look like this. Now we can solve. This problem looks like algebra 1 problem. So how do we solve this? Well, we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. That way, this part will be, this part right here will be 0. This part will be 6. And what do we do after this? Take that equation, divided by negative 8. And divide this by negative 8. Then this part will be 1. So we're just going to cancel out. Well, cancel out means, make it a 1. And 2 can go into 6 divided by 3. And also we can reduce that, and we can put the negative right here. So h equals negative 3 over 4. In algebra 1, this is the end. But we actually put the sticker on top of something to make it simple. So we're going to have to peel off the sticker. If we peel off the sticker, we'll have cosine of x. And cosine of x equals negative 3 over 4. So one thing we can do in a calculator is to take the inverse of cosine. So cosine, take the inverse of that. And we can take the inverse of this. This way, cosine inverse and cosine cancels out, so this will be x. So x will be cosine inverse of negative 1. So if we plug that in to the calculator, validating software license, we'll be there shortly. So we need a calculator, make it bigger, and we have trig function inverse of cosine negative 3/4. Oh, I forgot to put the decimal points. If you put the decimal point, it gives me the answer. But wait a minute, where's negative 3/4? That's about here, right? It's right here. Because negative 3/4 is about negative 0.75. And if you graph that, negative, whoops, I shouldn't do that. If you graph that, we can draw the perpendicular line or a vertical line going through all negative 3/4 points. And as you see, there are 2 intersection points. That implies that we have 2 solutions. So the arc length starting from here and travel the edge, come up here, is 2.418 whatever. However, we have another solution. So if we draw a triangle like this, then what kind of triangle is this? right? So in other words, from here all the way to travel to the first point, the arc length or radian is 2.4188. In other words, from the same point here to the second point going backwards is also 2.41. And we know that, well, this is actually approximately 2.41, but we have two solutions, as we see on this graph, which is right here. So if we go around the circle, the arc length will be 2 pi, which is about 6.28. And to the second point, it is 6.28 and going 2.41 backwards, or 2.42 backwards. So we should subtract that. That minus this guy. So we should say 6.28 minus 2.41886 dot dot dot, which is 3.86. So another solution is x equals, what was it? 3.886. Okay. The reason that we draw cosine, we draw vertical line, is because cosine of x is negative 3/4, and cosine is the run, basically the x coordinates of the unit circle. So we draw the vertical line.